Hey everybody, welcome back to Sparks Fire and Bed and Wire. Today we're going to finish getting the steering all put together on here and get it back with four wheels. Get the other frame rail back on so I can get it moved out of here for the time being. Got a couple other projects I need to get working on. And I really can't do nothing more with this after the steering's done until the engine parts show up. Before I get started, I'd like to take a moment to welcome all my new subscribers. Been getting a lot of new subscribers even though the views on my videos have been way down, which I think is just because it's summertime and people are watching less. I know I'm not watching near as much on YouTube as what I normally do. But thanks to everybody that is tuning in and watching. You're rolling. Now the throttle quadrant can go on. I had to bore the steering shaft out and put a new bushing in that too. That was pretty oblong in there. Got the steering's on. This bracket for the supports the shaft can go on now. Steering knuckle can go on. Get that pin drove in. Now this bracket for the steering shaft can go on. I can put the steering shaft in. I gotta put this all the way together yet in the steering U-joint because I think it's got to come back out when I go to put the engine in. Ideally, the engine would have been in before I even put the frame rails or anything on, but since I don't have the parts to rebuild the engine yet, I'll just have to deal with it later. I can install the front pivot mount for the front axle. I'll go ahead and bolt up the arm for the tie rods to hook to. I'm going to attempt to get the front axle in place. Now the rear pivot can go on. Okay, I'll get all these bolts tightened up. Front axle will be done in place. Should have did this before I painted them, but I need to get these old bushings out of here. They're about completely worn through right here and towards the outside on the bottom because of the way the pressure sits on the spindle. Okay, I've got the new bushings here. These bushings have a split in them. So I will put that one towards the outside on the front. Because when the weight of the tractor is on the spindle, all the pressure is going to be towards the back side. That's the side I was about worn out. On the bottom will be just the opposite. I'll put the seam towards the back side because all the pressure will be out this way. I don't know if that's written anywhere, but it just makes sense to me. So that's what I'm doing. Now before I put the spindle in, I want to make sure this zerk takes grease. If it don't, it's a lot easier to fix it now than when the spindle's in there. No problem. All right, for the spindle to go in, there's a couple thrust washers go between the spindle and the bottom of the axle. Go ahead and slide the axle stud in. I determined off where I got the rear wheel set, I need to leave 2 holes exposed here. A lot of touch up to do on the paint. And I put the steering arm on. Okay, I got these new bearings packed. Go ahead and drop that in there. Back side. The new seals, I really wouldn't even call them a seal, it's more of a dust and dirt shield. All they give you is this little felt ring. It's pre-cut. Just knock the centerpiece out. It sets in there and you reuse this old metal ring. It doesn't even fit tight at all. It's pretty poor for keeping dirt out or grease in. I'd rather have an actual lip type seal on there, but that's what they give you. That's ready to go on the spindle. What I do is tighten them up real good, make sure everything's seated. It's kind of difficult to turn. And then I'll back it off until I find a groove where I can get the cotter pin in. Final step will be to screw the dust cap on. Now we're ready for the wheel. Get that tightened up, get the other side done. We'll be back on all 4 wheels. Now that all 4 wheels are on, we're going to get the frame rail put back on. Got the tie rods installed loosely off camera. I narrowed up this tractor so I can fit on a trailer in the future if I need to. So I had to readjust the tie rods. I got them set for about 1/8 of an inch toe in, which I think should be about right. So I need to get new rubber boots for these yet, and I need to get them cleaned up and painted. But I'm down to the tin works, about all I got left to paint, and I don't want to mix up paint just for these, because I'll wind up wasting a bunch. So I'm going to wait until the tin work's ready to paint before I paint these. So I'm to the point now where I can get this out of here for the time being, free up shop space for other projects, and get the engine rebuilt. That's going to wrap up this episode. Make sure you check out Cody at YDoc Productions, James at Third Coast OBS, and Zane at Hodgepodge Dodge Garage. They're all great channels. They help me out. They're good friends of mine. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, notification bell, all that good stuff. And take the time to leave a comment down below. That's always appreciated too. Catch you next time.